Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch the Movie. I'm Mike.
I'm Jay.
And a Scream update.
Cindy! Ghostface!
Oh god, you like a fish!
Oh god, no.
Oh god! Shit! So the big news, guys, is that Scream is officially coming back. It is happening. Spyglass Entertainment has announced that they are going to be making another Scream film. We don't know if it's going to be a sequel, is it going to be a remake, is it going to be a reboot.
Why are they doing this?
When all that shit happened with Harvey Weinstein and Dimension, and this is a Bloody Disgusting exclusive, the news that broke just tonight, Lantern bought a bunch of the Dimension properties when they came up. So they already had that shit. And now they've just announced that with Spyglass Entertainment, who has recently come back as a content creator, is going to be making a new Scream movie. So I think the first question that you have to ask is, what do you want? Do you want a remake? Do you want a reboot? Or do you want a sequel? For me, I think Scream 5 is the way to fucking go.
I don't know, man. Like, it's one of those questions. Like, a remake is almost sacrilege in a way because Wes Craven's gone. Like, he doesn't even get an opinion anymore. Like, he's gone. And then to have a sequel to it, I mean, Scream 4 sucked ball sacks, dude.
I didn't hate Scream 4
I
that
fucking
bad.
hated that movie. It was such a donkey turd in the desert sun.
I didn't mind it at all.
But, I mean, you can make a sequel to that trash if you want to maybe do something better, or if you or you can make it your own and remake it and put your own spin on it with this social media that we have today. But that's really hard to do. Like, I don't know. I mean, It's up in the air. Like, I mean, I guess at this point the safer thing to do is to take the sequel. Like, it would be the safer thing because to remake Scream, to remake it, and you're going to recast Neve Campbell's part, you're going to recast Skeet Ulrich's part, Matthew Lillard's part, you're going to recast all those characters again and put them in a different setting and try to recreate that fresh thing that Scream was. Man, you're playing with the Ouija board, sir. You're playing with demons. I don't know if you can do it.
There's an aspect of it that makes me think a remake would be, you could make it fresh. Like, you could tell the story anew. Like, if they had a really good edge, if they had a really good story and a really good idea, and a writer who came up, like a Kevin Williamson, who came up with a really good plan to make this something new and fresh and fun, then in that case, you know, I'm not going to say that a remake wouldn't be a good idea if you had just like a fucking home run story for it.
You'd have to have one.
But if you don't have a home run story for it, if you don't have something that's going to knock the socks off of people, then I think if you're going to do the standard thing, I think a sequel is definitely the way to go. Here's another question. Look at what everybody's doing right now. Look at what they just did with Terminator Dark Fate, what they did with Halloween. Ooh. Do they maybe go in and maybe cut some of the other sequels out of canon and maybe pick it up from Scream?
Honestly, if you kept Scream 1 and Scream 2, I'd be fine with that. If you wanted to erase 3 and 4, I'm fucking okay with that too. And you wanted to start from Scream 2 or somewhere along those lines.
That's even weird though, because Scream 3 and 4 did have elements. I mean, they had Sydney.
Small,
they had stuff.
but the third one was fucking trash.
But even though it had Dewey, it had all that shit.
It had Creed.
You know, like
it had Creed.
What if you
That's the only thing it had. It had Scott Stapp. But no,
I think it'd be hard to do that.
But what I'm saying, like, it's oh god, honestly, it's harder to me to figure out how to move in that particular imagination of Scream than it would be for any other horror franchise that's out there. Like Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, Hellraiser. There are ways you can get in there and remake that to make it, like, you know, update it and make it cool. This is one of those films though that, man, it's not on the level of Godfather Part 2. It's not that level. Like, or if somebody said,
what is?
Well, I know, but if somebody said they were going to remake Godfather Part 2, it's like, fuck your mother. Or they said Scarface, no way. Even though they're going to remake that movie. I think that I heard that Scarface is going to get remade. But either way, it's not on that level yet. But I'm just saying, as far as a horror movie goes, it's up there, man. Like, I mean, it's like almost untouchable, like, to remake it.
You know, it was,
because
the original was, what, 13 years ago, right?
Well,
it was 13 years.
Scream 1?
Yeah, 96. And it's 2019 now, so that's 13 years.
That's not 13 years.
Oh, fuck my ass.
We're old as fuck.
Oh, fuck, we're fucking old.
God, get all your diapers.
What am I going to do after high school?
You're fucking leaking. Because I think that you can put it far enough away from civilized society, not like a fucking Wrong Turn or a goddamn
fucking Amish Scream.
No, I'd watch it.
Churn the butter
on Pornhub. But no, like I would watch the shit out of that. Churn that butter, Cindy. No, but
how are you gonna be meta if you can't even watch the movie?
here's the thing. That'd be cool though. What if they turn on Facebook Live and watch the murder happen on Facebook Live? What if the stream guy was using it for
That's
Facebook
what I'm saying.
Live?
Embrace it.
Wow.
Embrace it.
Holy shit.
If you're gonna do it, like, delve deep into that shit and embrace the technology we have today and use it for the story. Don't shy away from it or do anything like that. But I think bottom line, what we're trying to say is that it's going to be hard. Like, I think it's going to be as hard as I am right now. For those of you, and I'm sure there's people out there like, oh God, just let Scream die. Do you really want the last taste of Scream in your mouth to be that fucking VH1 series? I say give them a chance. It's big shoes to fill, but if you get a writer who has a vision, like, sit it out for a second and let people come to you with their ideas and pick through some stuff and pick something that really pushes the needle, changes things a little bit. Because Scream, what it did was it revitalized horror when it came out. When I'll never forget being in school and hearing people talk about Scream like, no, this is different. This is not Freddy or Jason or Michael because it's realistic. It could be anybody. It could be somebody in your school. It could be your classmate. I think that changed things. And what you got from that was you got a whole new change in horror. You got the urban legends, and I Know What You Did Last Summers, and it literally created a whole new subgenre of horror when Scream came out. So I think if you're filling those shoes and you really want to do something great and you're not just going for a cash grab, I think you have to have a great idea and you have to have something really fucking cool. And that's really the question. Are we going to have something that's going to push the needle and be something great? Or are we going to have something that's going to be a cash grab? Sort of, to me, what the TV series were, even though some of the episodes and some of the stuff they did wasn't that bad.
What if the MTV series, the first episode, had been a fucking movie? They're like, oh, it's great. Like, we'll change the mask. It'll still be Scream, but it'll be our version. It would have killed the franchise. Yeah. It would have been a Batman and Robin to Scream. So we'll see what happens, man. At the end of the day, it is exciting, and we're both excited about it, and I'm sure you guys are too. I think you got to be careful.
A lot of people are disappointed because they're saying, I wish Blumhouse would have gotten it.
I do like that.
And I do agree with that, because at the same time, regardless of how you feel about Blumhouse or Halloween 2018, if Blumhouse got the property, I think you could feel safe to know that at least Blumhouse was going to make a movie and try to take it seriously and put people who love it behind the cameras.
I do know that Jason Blum himself specifically came out and said he really wanted to do the Scream movie. He really did. And I feel like if Jason Blum himself had come out and said, with that kind of like vigor, that he wanted Scream, man, if it had landed in his lap, I think he would have done something really phenomenal with it. Like, he would have thrown everything but the kitchen sink to get the best writers, the best directors to that movie. I'm not saying these guys won't do the same.
But then again, at the same time, they're also doing Black Christmas, and a lot of people fucking hate what
that's true. But
I don't know.
Black Christmas versus Scream, totally different. I mean, totally different. I mean, Black Christmas is cool, but it's Scream.
But ultimately, at the end of the day, going with the positive side of things, Scream's going to be back in theaters. It seems like it's going to be a movie on the big screen again.
Scott Stapp back.
And I hope so. Bottom line, we don't know shit except for a new Scream movie's coming out. Is it good news? Is it bad news? I don't know, but for today at least, I think that's a fucking win for Scream and horror fans, for sure. We'll see how it turns out. Comment down below with your all's thoughts. We love your fucking faces, and if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button to get some goddamn wham up in your Sydney. But poor Steve, he's big and he plays football and he'll kick your ass.
That's bullshit.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched a movie.